By the end of WWE's 2023, Damian Priest will be looked at as probably the biggest breakout star on the main roster this year for World Wrestling Entertainment. In my honest opinion, Damian Priest has grown leaps and bounds from when we've seen him in NXT and even under Vince McMahon during that terrible babyface run as United States Champion. Damian Priest is a proverbial main event guy. Damian Priest is a locker room leader. Damian Priest is what makes the Judgment Day the Judgment Day. Internally, people are very pleased with Damian Priest, not only with what he's done against Bad Bunny and Rey Mysterio, but also against Seth Rollins on Monday Night Raw for the World Heavyweight Championship. This is coming from PW Insider. The report adds that there has been a lot of praise internally for Damian Priest's work against Rollins in the headlining title match for the World Heavyweight Championship. The match went over 21 minutes with Rollins retaining the championship against Priest. Also in the same report, a lot of insiders right now in WWE are very pleased with Carter and Katana Chance, Kaden Carter that is, and Katana Chance and their debut on Monday Night Raw. Their impression left WWE management very happy against Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey. One talent also noted that working in front of Hartford was fun. It's not like a city like Montreal or New York City that is normally with the reputation of being on fire by singing songs and being loud with chants. One talent stated that there were more signs brought to the show, giving it a different feel and giving off the vibes of old school shows in smaller venues. Also, an additional note, Kaden Carter previously stated that she hopes that she and Katana Chance would be able to start a new women's revolution in WWE. Damian Priest, let's start with him, man. Damian Priest, I think Damian Priest is going to continue to impress WWE officials, continue to impress fans watching the show. I don't know what they're doing with Judgment Day. I really don't know whose decision this is to potentially split Judgment Day. Now, they may actually be doing this because they see Priest as a mega breakout babyface and they want him on his own. Now, I don't know if that's the way that they're going to go, but it certainly looks like after Monday Night Raw, they teased some tension within the Judgment Day. I don't know if we're ready for that yet. I honestly don't think that the Judgment Day have reached its full potential. I think Judgment Day could add another, regardless if they kick Finn Balor or Damian Priest out of Judgment Day, but they certainly are teasing tension right now between Balor and Damian Priest, and one way or the other, one of those guys is potentially going to get booted from the Judgment Day. And then obviously with the addition of J.D. McDonough, I think he would make a perfect fit for the Judgment Day. Regardless of that, Balor's a main event guy. Priest is a main event guy. Judgment Day has been on fire. I would not jeopardize Judgment Day because where we have the bloodline kind of deflating on Monday Night Raw, or SmackDown rather, they are crumbling right before our very eyes on Friday Night SmackDown. The Judgment Day on Raw is going to be looked at as the top group in the company. So I don't know if they're going to completely break them up or if Damian Priest is going to go on and become a mega babyface in WWE. That remains to be seen. Katana Chance and Kaden Carter, I honestly feel that they are legitimately the best women's tag team in the company, and they have been for a long time. They work as a unit. They have double team moves. They work very well together. I love their charisma. I love their attitude, and I think they are fantastic. Whether or not they get the tag team championships on the main roster like they did on NXT, again, that remains to be seen. But I honestly feel like they are slated for big things as well. That was a very, very good showcase against Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler on Monday Night Raw. Kaden Carter, man, it's going to be tough. I know she has high hopes to revitalize the women's revolution, but I don't know if that's possible in WWE because WWE would need to be on board with that. And right now they have done the women's division, the women's titles, and the women's tag team division absolutely no favors. So it's going to be a big, big, big uphill battle for someone like Kaden Carter to want to revitalize and start a new women's revolution. WWE would need to be on board with that, and they just don't give a shit about women's wrestling. WWE management is also big on Veer Mahaan. Apparently, a big future is in store for him in the company. WWE is headed to India on September 9th. Keep this in mind. On September 9th, an Indus share will likely be involved on the show, and we could see them involved in a big match. It's not clear yet if this event will be televised, but there's a good chance that it will become WWE's next international premium live event. WWE insider BWE, also known as Better Wrestling Experience, he tweeted on Monday night that fans should not downplay Veer because he is being tailored for a big future in a few years. BWE also put him over as top quality. Now, he was on the main roster. They pushed him as a monster. He was very, very generic under Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard. His monster-like gimmick was basically cut from the same cloth of monsters that Vince McMahon loves to book, and it didn't really go anywhere. They sent him back down to NXT. He didn't really do much down there at all. They randomly paired him with Sangha, who wasn't doing much of anything on his own. Then all of a sudden we get Jinder Mahal down there, and then all of a sudden they're a faction. Now they're on Monday Night Raw. They called them up to the main roster via the draft this year, and they've been squashing jobbers left and right. Now on Monday Night Raw, they squashed Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin. It wasn't even a match. It went less than 60 seconds. And I asked, what exactly does this push? What does this further along for Veer Mahaan and Sangha? Now, the Indian market has been very important to WWE, and it's reported the reason why Jinder Mahal won the WWE Championship back in 2017, one of the worst times in WWE history, nearly crippled SmackDown in 2017. I don't want to hear shit from anybody. One of the worst champions of all time. Now, that time, Mahal was involved, but he was the champion then. This time, he is a manager for Veer and Sangha. As BWE stated, it looks like we will get a lot more Veer Mahaan, Sangha, and Mahal on WWE Raw in the coming months. And I am deathly afraid that this will be the end of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn's title reign as tag team champions, because if WWE is pushing these guys as big, Veer Mahaan especially, I mean, they're going to push them hard as a tag team first. But the reason they're squashing guys left and right, and the reason why they're being portrayed as monsters and unstoppable, is because those tag team titles, if this is the case, if we do get a premium live event in India on September 9th, Indus Sher is winning the tag team championships from Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. And that's going to suck. That is going to be awful. And I hate these political narratives. Oh, we're going to India. We got to give the Indian guys. We got to give Jinder Mahal. We got to give Veer and Sangha the tag team championships. We got to give Jinder Mahal the WWE title. Give me a fucking break. Why didn't we give Sami Zayn the WWE Universal title in Montreal when he's from Montreal? Should work both ways, no? You fucking break. Why are we going to give the tag team titles to somebody and these two geeks when Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens have done nothing with the titles, all because we're going to India and they're representing their home country? If it doesn't make sense storyline-wise, I don't think we should jeopardize the tag team title reign. This is going to piss me off. They're not even a good team. There's nothing about them that I want to see on TV. Nothing. There's nothing there that's going to draw me to Veer Mahaan and Sangha with Jinder Mahal. Get ready, folks. It's coming. Braun Strowman. He ain't coming nowhere. Braun Strowman's going to be out a year. Neck fusion surgery for the big guy. There was no timetable given for his return, but this type of surgery will likely keep him out of the ring for the rest of the year and possibly into WrestleMania season next year. The last time Strowman wrestled was on May 1st. That was on Monday Night Raw in a tag team match where he teamed with Rick O'Shea against the Alpha Academy. He says this on Instagram: "Road to recovery starts now. Level 1 fusion on my C4-C5 vertebrae was in great hands. Dr. Cordover at Andrews Sports Medicine was a great experience considering. Thank you, WWE, for always taking the utmost care of us." This is exactly what he wrote. I'm not fixing his vocabulary. The utmost care of us. This was very scary to find out about, having to have this done, and they were there every step of the way, reassuring that I was going to have the best care possible. This will take a little bit of time to heal from, but I assure you, in the words of the Terminator, I'll be back. Thank you for all your well wishes in advance, says Braun Strowman. Now, I've been very critical of Braun Strowman in the past, but I honestly feel that Braun Strowman was probably one of the best WWE returns under the Triple H administration. I thought he was booked very good. Everything he did was of quality. He didn't really go out there and feel out of place. Even the tag team with Ricochet was fun. It was a fun tag team. I didn't really care for it because it was a makeshift tag team, but it felt fun. And everything he did was not bad. He had some matches against Otis. He had some matches with Ricochet. He had some matches against Ricochet as an opponent, as a tag team. They had some good times. And I feel like he didn't really overstay his welcome. They didn't use him all the time. He was used sporadically. And he was booked to his strengths. They didn't have him go in there and really do much of anything that he couldn't do. He even wrestled Gunther, and it was a decent match. So I'm not here to shit on Braun Strowman. I thought Braun Strowman was probably one of the better booked guys upon returning to the WWE, and I wish him well, and hopefully he gets back soon, and we see Braun Strowman back on WWE TV. Neck fusion surgery out probably the rest of the year, and more than likely into WrestleMania season in 2024. And finally, guys, we got major news coming out of NXT. Apparently, Mustafa Ali and Baron Corbin are in NXT, and there is a good reason for this. Now, clearly, they're main roster talents, and clearly they are free agents via the WWE draft. But this is coming from Fightful Select, and WWE sources told Fightful that there were tentative plans in place quite a while ago for Baron Corbin and Mustafa Ali to both work NXT. One of the reasons that the free agent tag was put on both of them. Sure thing. Sure thing. That's what they want you to believe. You think this company had fucking plans for the WWE draft a while back before the draft was even concluded? Give me a fucking break. They didn't know what they were doing with the free agents. The reason why they were free agents is because WWE had no creative plans for them. And instead of wasting them and paying them to sit around, WWE, obviously 1 week within the last week, said, hey, you know what would be good? Let's put them on NXT. That's a great idea. It's exactly what happened. Ali, clearly he has no plan. He was used for Saudi Arabia. He was fed to Gunther. Then the next week he's on fucking NXT. Sure thing there, Sap. Sure thing. Ridiculous. Same source said, despite a lot of things from previous regimes that made that cynicism around the free agent tags understandable, there was more of a plan for them this time. Sure thing, man. There were several NXT talent who specifically had requested to work with Mustafa Ali, and word that Fightful got was that Ali was more than happy to oblige. Of course he would. He wants to work. He wants to wrestle. So clearly, those who want to wrestle with him and learn from him, he's going to take them up on his offer. You know, he wants to do that on the main roster too, but they have no plans for him there. What a fucking ridiculous report. Yeah, we got plans for him, but the NXT talent wants to work with Ali. That's why he's there. But we got plans for him. The only reason why he's down there is because the people that are down there want to work with him, not because NXT had plans for him. Fucking ridiculous, man. What am I reading here? What am I reading? The goal for these appearances is to add interest to NXT. Nobody's watching. Help refresh Ali and Corbin. Corbin's not going to be refreshed. Believe me, they did the same thing with Apollo Crews, and nothing happened there. Assess the talent they'll be working with and get experience for NXT talent with people who have worked with main roster TV and style for quite a while. They did the same thing with Dolph Ziggler. What good did that get them? Nowhere. Nothing. Nothing. We've been told that Ali and Corbin will continue to work NXT, but that isn't a completely permanent move and can still appear on Raw and SmackDown when needed. How many people were turned off by Baron Corbin holding up the NXT title? Nobody's watching that. Nobody has interest in that. Why don't you just give us what we want with Baron Corbin on the main roster instead of going back to NXT to find his grit, to find his intensity again? He's not going to go back to the Lone Wolf. He's a good wrestler. I'm not taking anything away from Baron Corbin, but he's fucking boring. And a match with Carmelo Hayes, who's going to want to see that? And if they do, who's going to remember it? Just like we remember Braun Breaker and Dolph Ziggler, right? The only reason why they gave Dolph Ziggler the NXT title was for shock value. Hey, nobody's watching this fucking hellhole of a show. Let's put the title on Dolph Ziggler. That'll shake, rattle, and roll them. Fuck out of here. And Ali, he's going to be working with guys like Tyler Bate and Dragon Lee and Ilya Dragunov. Of course, those are going to be great matches because Ali's a great wrestler. He should be doing that on the main roster, not on fucking Tuesday night in front of 300 people, if that. Anyway, guys, I'm getting out of here. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. Let's try for 1,000 likes minimum today on OTS. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. That's Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Make sure you guys go check out all the other content on the channel. Monday Night Raw was live on Monday. I was live with the post show on OTS. Go check that out. I did some content on Tuesday. Make sure you guys go check that out. CM Punk is having a very difficult time selling tickets for AEW on their Canadian tour. So go check that out. And what did Vince McMahon actually change on Monday Night Raw? I got the details for you on yesterday's Extra. And I will be live with Jesse tonight for AEW Dynamite Forbidden Door. Number 2 is on the horizon, and we're going to get some build tonight on Dynamite. I will be live with Jesse on the podcast. Thank you guys very much. Have a great Wednesday, and I will see you back with more news right here on Off the Script.